Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 8:30 Motivation and Manifestation. Motivation and Manifestation August. How are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, wow. Amen. How are you today? Can you hear me okay? If you would just, let's pull that over a little bit and see if that's better. Hello, hello, hello. So my cameras are not as close today as they normally are, but it's okay. It's okay. Um, the challenges with these, with the live platform electronics are really serious. Hold on. Hey, Allison. Hey, Allison. How are you? Welcome, everyone. I'm just trying to still get some things in order because, yeah, um, things are okay. If Allison, if you could hear me, and if you guys can hear me over here on the other platform, would you just give me some hearts, please? Let me know that I can be heard. Um, and that would be great. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. So today is the 24th of August. Yay! We have made it through a whole month of August, almost. Being able to broadcast every single day. So on Saturday, we did broadcast during the evening, but yet still broadcast. Okay, so it looks like I can be heard. And so today, I'm going to talk about developing resources in your life, developing resources to help other people. Business is about being able to exchange goods for service, right? And so a lot of people feel like they don't know what they can do to make money. So I figured you can hear me very little. Let's do this. I'm not sure what I was on. Can you hear me better now? Give me some hearts if you can, or some type of emoji, and let me know if you can hear me better. Let me just check real quick and let's see what's going on here. Okay. So one platform is pretty good over here. Let's go back here and then we'll get started. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Allison, can you someone can you hear me? Can you just let me know if you're hearing me very good or is it still very low? That would be good. I'd appreciate it if you would let me know. And I'm gonna try to make sure that, yeah, I see the difference there. Hold on one moment. I'm so sorry. I hope I don't make you dizzy. But changing the camera on this one changes me. Hold on one moment. There we go. Okay. The volume button is at the bottom. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so you should be able to hear me better now. Are you able to? Are you able to? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to talk about developing. For the whole month of August, we've been talking about business because that's what I do. By the way, let me start over. Hi, I'm L Peaches Coach, Profit Peaches, Coach Peaches, just Peaches. That's who I am. And I am a life business coach that deals with the kingdom first and foremost. I deal with women and a few brave men, helping them to be able to take the strategies that they have with the resources that they have, the things that are deep down inside of them, and to produce something greater and monetize on it. What does that mean to monetize? It means to do business. It means to find a way or a means to be able to do business on a whole nother level and a whole nother platform, right? So when we're talking about doing business, business is basically you being able to offer a service in exchange for a product, right? So a lot of times we're just going to talk today about developing resources. Because when you develop resources, it's a source for business. Why? Because the world is our backyard now, and so we have to be able to find a way. There's a lot of things that are going on in our society, dealing with what they like to call the quote unquote uncertain times. But even before the uncertain times, monetizing your gifts are very important, right? So there are different ways that you can monetize. So I think these last 6 days before my birthday on August the 30th, I'm going to really talk about what types of options you have as far as to dealing with business. So the bottom line to this is you want to figure out how to develop resources. Think about where you are in your life right now, and you figure out, how can I help others around me or people like me? How can I help them? How can I make their life better? So you have to start with that, the how. How can I serve the people? How can I help someone else as a customer? Oh, hi, Nani. How can I make your life better in what I'm doing? So some examples of that is you just figure out what you do in your life. So for instance, if you are a barber, right? Like Nani, what is it that you're doing in your life? How can I make another barber's life better? You know, we're running around every single day. Can I introduce a system to help them be able to schedule what their services are, right, in their business? Can I help them to figure out how to treat their customers or their, the clients when they come in with 5-star service when they come into your shop, and make your shop different from any other shop? Can I go out and explain to you why in a barbershop or at a salon that the biggest income potential is in retail sales, right? And so a lot of times they think it's just a barbershop, and so barbers and hairstylists, depending on where you're located and your clientele, can make a pretty good penny, but you can make even more in retail. Let's go back to talk about even someone like one of my business coaches that she just transitioned, but she was dealing with chemotherapy, and she sat there and put together digital products while she was going through her treatments and things, and made a really good amount of money being able to do that. She made resources for those of us that are online to be able to help us, and then to train to do those resources. So for someone that, let's just say, you're sitting around every single day and you keep losing the passwords, like my mother, to every product that you have, because there are so many platforms. Hello, how are you? There's so many platforms, and there's different products that you need. Passwords and user IDs. And then nowadays, if you use the same one on more than one platform, your like me, the Google thing is telling me you've used that same password, on 2 platforms. Are you sure you want to use it on a third one? It's like, kick rocks. But you have to figure out how to do it. So what do? You go and create a password journal. So you have to know, with me, I love journals, and especially because journals help. The biggest thing that we need to be able to do better in life is excellent habits, right? So it's easy to pick up bad habits, but we need good habits as well. So if you create a password journal like what I just had to create for my mother, so that she would be able to keep these passwords in one place. And so what it does is it services her and it helps her. In the interim of me putting those password journals together, I've talked to a few other people that needed password journals as well. I don't know why I keep biting my lip, guys. I keep biting the same spot. And it's becoming very painful. But there's other people that need these journals for their passwords, because my mother's always looking for the other piece of paper or the other book or the other this or the other that. So if she's sitting around and she just has one book like this, that's a journal, which I made hers smaller, a small little book, and then she can just go in it and turn the page and write a journal. So guys, this is one of my prayer journals from the luxury line, the Denim Diamonds and Pearls prayer journal. So, but if she has the opportunity to be able to have the book right there, then all she has to do is write her passwords in it, right? For another friend of mine that deals with dialysis and blood pressure, they have to get their sugar in order. Then you create a journal for them every single day that they wake up. They take their blood pressure in the morning, blood pressure in the evening. These are resources that people need every day, like yesterday, right? And so sometimes it helps. So with her, we've got the blood pressure. We do the blood pressure in the morning before she eats, which is pre-fasting. We do the blood pressure after she's eaten, and then in the evening, right? And so for her to be able to keep her blood pressure and her sugar, her glucose levels. So let's go even a step further when we start talking about different people and what their visions are. You get these products and you put them together. This is what we learn in the Women Entrepreneurs of Faith Academy, this is one of the processes that we learn. And with the people that I work with one-on-one in our business birthing sessions, right? They get the one-on-one help with me where I get on the camera with them and work with them one-to-one and show them how to do this, so that not only am I telling them to come drink water, but I'm showing them how to get there and how to drink the water themselves. I'm not just bringing them the water. There's so many resources that you can use, but you have to first start with what is something that would help right now. You know, if you are dealing, you just have to talk to different people. Nurses, you know, what are nurses dealing with every single day? Keep biting my lip. A lot of them want to, you know, deal with different things, like they're dealing with fitness. They're trying to keep their weight down. You know, it makes you able to move and glide a lot easier, especially when you're running around and the number of hours that they're working. So they're dealing with things like food prep. So you can do something like prepared food preps. You know, you can give them a recipe book on food prepping, you know, getting food prep for busy people like the nurses that are going back and forth to work. So on their off day, you show them how to put 5 meals together for them and their families, how to store them appropriately, how simple it is to pull them out, throw them together, and keep going. Things that include, you know, like an Instapot where you can take things out of the freezer, a frozen meat if they eat meat, and put the vegetables in there, potatoes, cut them in fours, throw them in there, in like 20 to 30 minutes, the food is ready. You can even put it on a timer, and you can do the timer most of the time up to 24 hours. These are things that you think people know everything. They don't know it all the time, right? People that are going into customer service, I know for me, it irritates me because I've been in customer service for a very long time. So when you start dealing with customer service, when I call the customer service rep and they ask me my name first before they can even pull my account up, and we know that they're doing that because they're trying to get the system to, you know, flip over. So write my name down. Don't ask me again 20 seconds later. And what'd you say your name was again? So when I was a customer service representative, I would have a tablet the same way. Me and tablets and notes are just what we are. And I would draw lines on it so that I can get 12 blocks on each side, right? Once the call came through, I would write in, you know, the customer's name, whatever they said. It doesn't matter if I don't know how to spell it, I sound spell it, right? If I need the writing of it, I would say it again. If you're asking them questions, well, how did it start? You're giving the basic information on that piece of paper. So also that pretty much helps them when, let's just say 2 weeks, 2 months down the line, they come back and say, oh, and by the way, like they like to do, come up to you and say, well, what happened with this customer on this day? Because they said one, you know, X, Y, and Z about what you said. I can flip back into my book on that day and be able to look and say, who was the customer? Oh, I talked to her right this day. So you can help people in customer service just like that by being able to give them a pad about this size with the lines on it already. Start off by telling them what they should be adding on each line and what they should put into the box or suggest it, right? And so those are types of things that you can do to be able to help people in their everyday life. And so that's something that helps you start getting monetizing very quickly. The key is you have to learn how to do it appropriately. And then you want to get a marketing plan and strategy. Now that's where we come in, where me being a life and business coach, I teach clarity, I teach strategy, I teach you to execute, and I teach launching. Why? So that you can go and make finances for your family, whether it's an additional income to what you're already making or whatever else. You know, being able to provide a family book for the person that is the matriarch or the patriarch of the family. When you start writing a family book up, let them be able to give the generational information that they have. Ask them questions while they're still alive, you know, to be able to get it. That book goes from one generation to the next. You can make one for each head of each entity or branch of your family tree. I've never seen it happening in our families growing up, but in a lot of other families and from other cultures, you know, they tend to make sure that they have things written. But guess what? If I'm sitting here in the year of 2020 trying to figure out what my great-grandfather's grandfather's name was, then I have a book. Someone cannot just tell me the story and hope that the story continues to go, but that the story is written down. That helps with families, right? Um, Single mothers that are trying to cook for their children. Again, a recipe book of quick cooks. Yes, there are cookbooks from everywhere else, but if you are someone that I know, I'm going to buy the recipe book from you. But you can not only that, you can put the recipe book in there, and then you can add some interesting recipes for children every Friday for them, for the parent and their child to do together. You can write a book on things to do during COVID-19 with your children that will create success and bond in your family. I'm watching the kids on TikTok and they bring us adults in a matter of seconds. And sometimes we don't know, and other times, got to sit here and learn a dance routine with your daughter and then go on TikTok and you dancing and you ain't never heard the dance before. And hey, that kind of stuff. Give a list of things and it helps parents with what can I do? There's a lot of parents sitting there and they don't know what to say to their kids. They know, it's a hard process. Some never had parents that they could talk to. Others had parents that they could talk to, but they're not the same parent. Something happened, something got you in the mix, something has in between. But the bottom line is, if I give you a book full of ideas of what you can prepare, then you can go right there on Amazon, KDP, and pull it up on Amazon, publish the process, right? Publish the book, and then people are able to purchase the book. This is a way of you to be able to receive income, to be able to get income. You do the work one time, but people continue to buy it, and then it becomes a source of income that you make even while you're sleeping. You wake up in the morning, you go in prayer, you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you use the bathroom, you brush your teeth, wash your face, you get your day started, you walk back in and you grab your phone and boom, 300 sales overnight. That's not something that's normal unless you hustle really hard for it. But boom, 10 sales overnight. If you're selling your product for $29 times 10, work with me, $290 while you were sleeping. That's not bad for someone that's asleep, right? So I want you to just take a moment and just think about what you can do that will be able to be beneficial in where you are in your business. And it's a lot of how my business got started as well. Think about what you can do to help someone else that you have the means to do. And if you don't know how to do it, then what you would need to do is enter into our academy, Women Entrepreneurs of Faith Academy, where we're teaching you how to monetize on these gifts. And then we show you how to make a marketing plan and a strategy to be able to get the books produced on a higher level, right? Does that make sense? So even in instances where people are having to go to somewhere like dialysis and you have to keep up with numbers, you can have a dialysis journal. You can even put an opening area where you can doodle when you get to dialysis, but you can also put in the numbers that's needed, when you go there. Not just dialysis, but if a person is on chemotherapy, you put the numbers in, but then you put a little place to doodle, or you can decide on some type of small games. You can add small puzzles into that journal and sell it to them. So while they're sitting there for a couple of hours a day, when they sit down, because my mom loved puzzles. If she goes to the doctor's office, she's sitting there, she pulls those puzzle books out everywhere. I loved them too. When I was growing up, I grew up on them. So if you're going to have to sit in the doctor's office for your doctor's appointment, you don't want to feel frustrated or anything. If you're like me, I don't care for television, and especially not the news. So when you go in these places, everyone's watching television. When they put you in the back of your room, you don't have a television. You pop your small book out and you start working on it. If any of this sparks anything for you, and it should, come and get into our academy. And we're going to be we're offering classes differently, but the classes are $79 up into $200 and $279 for the most part, and there's some higher up classes. But when you're in the academy that we will be opening up in mid-September, once you are in that academy, these are the types of things that we help you do. You want these types of sorts of things to be able to help increase the income and bring it in. Create your own stimulus packages. Don't wait for someone else to do it while they're playing around on Capitol Hill, deciding, we're going to get it around, this time because it's more beneficial to us and not thinking about you. So this is the time to think of these things. If you have anything to add, you are well and free to add on there what could help someone in your life. And if you're looking for how you can be able to connect with us, come straight to my DM or my inbox. It's the simplest way, and say, me, I'm ready. I need help. I'm ready to learn this. I'm ready to make some money. I am ready to make money while I rest, while I'm sleeping, and when I wake up, life is better. For you that are looking for at-home businesses, at-home incomes on the side, this is an excellent opportunity to be able to do these types of resources. So develop resources that will be able to help you if you're already in business. That's just a whole nother stream of business, to be able to develop a resource in your business that helps you. If you are at home mom, develop a resource that helps with the household cleaning, adding chores in a book, and then, helping the parents to kind of get the kids together in order. If you are, let's just say your babies are on play dates, which there's not a whole lot of play dates, sounds like it's going on. I don't know. I don't have little people like that anymore. But if you're still doing play dates, what is the best strategy for being able to do a play date right now? You write it out, and boom, there's a way for you to be able to help income with parents that are at home moms, right? There's a lot of people that are unemployed right now, and start employing your own selves. Figure out what would help and how to make it help. Listen, you ladies that are doing the organizational stuff where you're just organized to the T, bring out some type of manual to be able to help. I had a young lady that used to come in. She was the lady that came in to clean our house for a while. And she talked about different ways to do things, how she reorganized rooms. She would get big boxes. She would bring these huge boxes in and put everything in the boxes according to the categories. And so as she would do that, she said even when she cleans up areas that are very congested, that's how she does it. So once those things are in order, she puts those boxes right outside of the room, and she takes everything out of your room and stacks them in organized boxes, right? Just for her to bring everything back in the room piece by piece in order to put it together. Just imagine if she put a manual together for people who are trying to figure out how to reorganize stuff. Reorganizing stuff for me is too much for my life. It just is. My brain works in business and strategy. I flip and turn and toss my brain. I can write notes forever on the things that are going on in my brain. But when it comes to say, okay, let's reorganize the whole room, what are we going to do? A lot of people can say, I want that bookshelf over here now. I want to take the bed and bring it over there. I want to take the purses off the back of the door and put them over. People can do that. I'm just not one of them. It will become too much for me. It's overbearing for me. And then I lose myself in it. And then I get frustrated. That's not for me. So you know what I do? I go out and I make the dollars, and then I hire someone else to do it. And they are better with that because they can come in and snatch everything out of this room and throw it back in 2 hours, have the room reorganized. I don't care how you reorganize it for the most part. I usually only have a few things that I actually need to be a certain way. But if they come and reorganize it and they put everything in a particular spot, like I'm good with that. Then I can walk in and I can exhale. But if I had to do it myself, as soon as everything get upside down in the right, I got 5 boxes out there that I got to empty. Woo, I would not do well with that. When you get in a new place, one moment. When you get in a new place and you move into your new home or your new condo or your new apartment, you're excited about it being new. I can go in and pop that stuff out of there. But when it comes to just reorganizing, I have to tell you the truth. That's not me. Strength Finders 2.0 is an amazing book if you're looking at finding out what your strengths are and to not waste time on the things that are not your area. Don't let anybody else tell you what you should do, would do, and have to do. I hear people talk about women and all women need to learn how to cook. Well, I know a woman that does not cook, not interested in cooking, but she's bringing home at least $2 million a year for her household. But what does she do? She goes out. She used to go on Craigslist, and she would go out and find someone that comes in and cooks. That's what they do. One of my other business coaches, that's what she does. She has someone else. She loves to cook, but she hires someone that's not even as expensive as you think it is. And she hires them to come in and cook. Me, give me an Instapot. I'll throw some things together, some potatoes, some carrots, some meat up in there, plug that pot in, go do whatever you have to do and come back and it's there. Because why? You can time that. If you know you're going to be gone for 4 hours, or let's just say you're at work for 8 hours in a day, or you don't want to stop, you put that stuff in the pot and then you time it to come on slow cook for an hour later, and then it starts slow cooking your food. And then by the time you get home, man, the meat is falling off the bones, the potatoes are good and feeling good, the carrots are worked down, and you got a whole meal there, you know, especially when it comes into soups and and things like that. So those are just some good resources. Think about in your life, what is something that would help other people in your strength. If you're strong in something, figure out what you're strong in. And then in that area, whatever you're strong in, develop something to help the people that are weaker in that area. It sounds like because you're strong, you think everybody else is strong in it, and it's not true. Some people are not good at washing clothes. They don't even understand how to separate the clothes, but they need to understand how to throw those clothes in a basket, wear your basket, and take it to the wash, dry, and fold, or take it to the cleaners. Everyone is different, but they need your help to write a book or to write a journal or to write some type of resource to be able to help them be better at who they are. Vision boards, charts, whatever it is, stickers to go on the charts. Is so simple, the things that your brain moves in. Because what Strength Finders 2.0 says is that there are things that are your strength, which means that 80% of the people in this world cannot do what you can do well. There's only 20% of people that can rock at what you rock at, to be real. So then that means another 80% of people need your help, from things that you can think of just as common as, you know, how do you organize your clothes to wear? I used to have a friend when I was growing up. It was so, like, her wardrobe was so important to her. She needed to know what she was going to wear on what day. She would schedule her clothing to put out in a 2 weeks. So she wanted to make sure she would write it down to make sure that she did not wear the same thing in 2 weeks. I thought that's nonsensical, but I'm a person that doesn't care. As long as I didn't wear it this week, and I can remember in my own mind what I didn't wear this week, but she's trying to remember for 2 weeks, so she would write it down. Create a journal of people that are like that, that can put things together. If your strength is being able to put an outfit together and focus it in, my oldest daughter Olivia is a beast at that. She can put things together with her eyes closed, and according to who you are and your size, I really think she should be a consultant to teach people that. Because consultants make a lot of money for celebrities to be able to help them. Michelle Obama has a consultant that helps her dress herself when she's going to be in public and she's going to do public things. You too could write a journal to help people do that. And so I have one more thing to say before I leave. Excuse me. The question is, why me? I've gotten that question at least 4 times in the last 72 hours. Why me? Why would I write a book when there's so many books out? Why would I do an ebook when there's so many ebooks out? Why would I write a journal when the journals are out? I haven't seen a whole lot of them, but people are making their own. Why would I do this? Well, you would do it for the people that need it, for the other 80% of people that are not as inclined as you are to do it. You would create a resource for people that are who don't have the strength that you have in order to help them. You're helping them in their life. You're leaving a legacy for yourself, but you're serving them by helping them put these things together. Listen, the young lady that was talking about order, she helped me. She serviced my family by being able to come in and get those things in order and reorganize things. She serviced us by being able to come in once a week and going through our house and cleaning, you know, getting bathrooms together and that type of thing. She serviced us. So that was an absolute service. She loved it. It was something that she did so quickly that it would have took me 2 hours to do what she does in 15 minutes sometimes. So I was absolutely thankful and grateful for her. It's not that you can't do it all, or not that they can't do it all. Some things they can do, but if you can make a spreadsheet in 5 minutes and it takes me 2 hours to make an effective spreadsheet, well, then I need to hire you for your 5 minutes worth of work before I'm wasting 2 hours of my day when I could have done something else, right? Think about it. List some things that you think is good that you can do as far as resources. Outside of that, I'll see you in the inside. If you would just go into my inbox or DM me and say, listen, I'm interested in being able to create resources in order to be able to get leveraged income. You just go into my inbox. It's very simple. If you're trying to purchase any of the items that we have available, which you guys know that I am the prayer journal queen. And so this is my Denim Diamond and Pearls prayer journals that we have available for you. And it helps you to prepare your scriptures and, just talk about the things that you're grateful for, reflections on what you've done, dates that prayers were answered, what you are talking to God about, what you are getting while you are resting. The next prayer journal is a prayer journal that is more co-ed for men and women. This is the Divine Joy Prayer Journal to pretty much help you to let people know they can't take your joy away from you. So you would write each day about what is going on in your prayer. Some people like the simplicity. We have a lot of people that are call themselves minimalists, so they don't like a whole lot of things to do. But I give quotes. All of these quotes are my quotes in the inside, and then a place to journal what you're thinking, right, for that day. And a place and most importantly, you want to date your entries. You just want to make sure you have that. So these are two of the prayer journals that we have right here on file right now. I'm sorry, let's redo that. These are the two prayer journals that we have right now, available. And then this is the She's a Winner Weekly Goals Journal. And so this is one of the luxury lines as well as the Denim Diamonds and Pearls. And it basically, I showed you guys that before, it basically talks about your week in a glance. What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? What do you need to look like at the end of that? Lessons that you've learned this week. What steps will you take this week for your goals to be set? However, once a month, it gives you the option of what are my monthly goals? Well, what is the end month reflections? What do I have to reflect on from previous months? And what are my goals for this month? And so that's what we talk about. And then once you talk about the goals for the month, then you're going to look at them in a weekly process to be able, and this is what is effective and available for you. And then it's called She's a Winner, and I do hashtag her goals because it's just amazing to be able to put your goals down and set them and then stay up with your goals. Does anyone have any questions about anything that we've talked about today, about resources to be able to help you? These journals are resources to help people. These are resources. Prayer is my hugest mantle. I love prayer. I love my daddy. I love being in prayer to God. I help people to teach them how to remember to pray daily. Sometimes people tend to forget every single day to pray, and especially for the people that really need them to pray. This prayer journal is excellent for that. It helps with that because it's challenging you, each one of those days to figure out, Lord, forgive me for, whatever I did wrong. And then, forgive me for what I did wrong and help me to forgive. Those sections are so dynamic because what you find out after you stay in prayer, you realize that, oh my gosh, I started this book out and I was holding grudges and I was doing this and I was doing that. Guys, we did a whole broadcast and I realized I didn't have light shining at all. I don't know what that video is going to look like, but better late than never. But anyway, so it helps you in the long run because you may look and say, oh my gosh, in the beginning of this journaling process, I had to ask God to forgive me. Let's just say for a person that uses profane language. I asked God to forgive me for my swearing, which a lot of people apparently do. They're even marketing books with the swearing because people purchase it that way. I don't know. That's not cute to me. But you catch me back in my past, and I used to cuss. And so that's something that helps people, right? And then it's talking about, Lord, forgive me for. You are you're your best person to learn from. So at the end of that book, what you end up finding out is that you've done better than you thought you did. And so when you're timing your prayer, when you're figuring out what you want to do, that's just really important for you. And this Divine Joy Journal, it just basically gives you the opportunity to be able to write what you're thinking that day, for you to pray, and then for you to journal what you're thinking after that. We have the Psalms 91, which is my very favorite song, Psalm 91, verse 1 through 3, on that particular journal. And again, this one is the She's a Winner Prayer Journal, another one of the luxury lines with the color inside and the hashtag her goals on the back. So guys, that was all I have for you today. Just basically talking about the developing the resources, figure out what is needed and figure out how you're going to do it, or what is something that's helped you or what would help you, and develop it today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow we'll be back, same bat channel, same bat station at 8:30 p.m. as we come forth with the next subject that we're going to talk about. We're dealing with 6 days left. And in these 6 days, we're going to talk about options and ways for you to be able to make money unless God says otherwise. I love you guys with the love of God. You have an absolutely amazing day. Take care and be blessed.